Ms Legalista here, aka Attorney Shelia. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be taking a look at the Marion County Sheriff's Office video that they released as they're talking about Susan Lorincz, who has been arrested for manslaughter and some other charges in the incident where she shot her neighbor through the door. Remember, this was the neighbor who had come to her house after her kids had said that, there were some things going on with this neighbor. The mom went over and yes, she was shot through the door. Let's take a look at this video.
Hello everyone, Sheriff Billy Woods here. I wanted to come to you tonight to give you an update on the homicide that occurred over the weekend. Tonight, we have arrested 58-year-old Susan Lorincz for the killing of Miss A.J. Owens. Now, my detectives have been working around the clock since this happened, sifting through evidence and interviewing witnesses. Now, I said this at the beginning. We want the same thing as Miss Owens' family, and that's justice. Now, here's the thing about justice. She's on her own time. Not my time, not a prosecutor's time, not even a mob's time. A mob seeking, well, what they think is justice. And I understand that in these situations like this, emotions run high, and it's understandable. In fact, I want to thank all of you that have sent me messages, sent me emails, texted me, and encouraging the arrest, because it shows that you care about a fellow human being. Now, many of you were struggling to understand why there was not an immediate arrest. Well, as I partially explained in the beginning, the laws here in the state of Florida are clear. Now, I may not like them. I may not agree with them. But however, those laws I will follow, and I will ensure. And sometimes when we do these investigations of cases of this level, rushing in to make an arrest is not the right thing to do sometimes. In fact, it could probably cause complications or cause errors, because we want to ensure that what we present, that justice is served all the way through the courts, and that the individual gets what they deserve. And that's one of the things. My detectives cannot complete an investigation without getting all sides of a story. And that night, all we had was one person's story, and that was the shooter's story. But Miss Owens' story had to be told through evidence in the eyes of witnesses who were there. I told you that we want nothing more than justice, and this can only be accomplished by maintaining the integrity of the case and leaving no stone unturned. Throughout this tragic event, we have been working very closely with Mrs. Owens' family. And right now, that family needs your prayers and support. The justice we have all been seeking has been served, but peace for them is still a ways down the road. Now, some of you have asked me about the Stand Your Ground law. Personally, I think it's a great law, designed to help Floridians to defend themselves and keep themselves safe. However, it does not apply in all situations, and this situation is a prime example of when it was not justified. It was simply a killing. And lastly, I want to thank all of my detectives for their hard work, because they do this in every case that is brought before them or that they are called to. They work them hard and tirelessly every single time. I promised you justice would be served, and justice has been served.
So one of the things that immediately comes to mind for me, well, actually there are a number of things, but the one that initially is coming to me is this charge of manslaughter versus the charge of second-degree murder. And I think that this is also something that the family has been concerned about, that they've charged her with manslaughter and not second-degree murder. I don't know. We will see where this goes. I will probably do a separate video on that so that we can understand what's going on here. Will they revisit the charges against her? Probably not. but I do know that the family is asking for something else. I also checked out the article on Law and Crime that was covering this, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the bail. Let me go back here to what it says. It says prosecutor Rich Buxman had asked for a bond to be set at $200,000. But apparently, here's the deal. She has a public defender representing her. The prosecutor noted this. She does not have a job. She does not have any real property. She does not have a spouse or children. The public defender said, we're asking for a bond of about $16,000, saying her client could only afford to post $1,700. Her attorney also said she has no criminal record. And this is a quote from this article on Law and Crime. It says, I think if the court were to set a bond to the amount the state is requesting, it would essentially be tantamount to no bond for her. Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm feeling some kind of way about this one in particular, especially because of the outcome of this. And there was a child right there when AJ Owens was shot. When the mother was shot, her son was standing by her side. And I believe he was only 9 years old. This is so tragic. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that child is feeling? That child is maybe thinking, hey, if I had not said anything to my mom, then my mom would still be here. Hopefully that child is getting the support that he needs. The rest of the kids in the family are getting the support that they need, because I can only imagine how difficult this has been to deal with. They've set up a GoFundMe page. The family has a GoFundMe, and I will share that in a link below, and I may just do that on a separate video so that you can see that too. But hopefully that brings you up to speed now. You know who's been arrested. You know and heard, I guess, from the sheriff's office exactly what was going on with them pulling together all the information that they needed to pull together before they could make an arrest. They wanted to make sure they had everything covered that needed to be covered. So now that you're up to speed and you know about the bond too, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. I know this is a tragic thing. We almost want to give the video a thumbs down, right? We're like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I'm going to give the video a thumbs down. You do what you need to do. Don't forget to subscribe, and peace.